Hi, Tribe. It's Alicia Brashay here at Cosmic Gateway, and I have a beautiful guest here with me this week for the Intuitive Guidance Insight reading. So, this is reading A for this card here. So, I have here with me Elle Klein from Priestess Light. So, she's going to be co hosting with me this week as a little bit of a.
Co-hosting, what a great word.
Yeah. I'm incredibly grateful. So we'll get straight into it and see what sort of insights and things will be coming up for your week for this card.
Let's see. All right. So if you chose
This one.
number one or
A.
A. Okay, one
Oh.
straight away came out.
Oh.
That's two. I'm going to get three cards.
Whoa, damn.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, that was fast, hey?
Yeah.
How cool would it be if it correlates?
I
Same card.
had no doubt in my mind that it will.
Oh. Whoa.
Okay. All right.
All right.
3-3. Oh, look at that. Okay. Do you want to go first?
Sure. All right.
Oh, there's another one. Okay. That's for the end.
Is that one of your favorites?
Shh.
No telling secrets. All right. So, beautiful people. I'm Elle, like Alicia said. Hi. If you chose A, you've got After the Storm, which is, I don't know if you can see that, this card right here. What you want wants you. This card right here. And relax the hold of darkness and be at cause. This card right here. So from the reading that I've done lately, and also clients I've had, a reoccurring theme I think that's coming up at this time, and something I feel very, very deeply, and I can see in my own life and my friends' lives, is that there was some sort of big either tower moment of late, especially between kind of like December, Jan, that kind of like in between the new and the old melting away and the new coming in. So what it's saying is we've got the after the storm, and notice that after the storm with the number one and the owl, which represents wisdom. You've got the beautiful full circle at the back, which could be the moon or the sun, but it is about completion of some sort. And this is saying that what you want wants you. So whatever it is that you've been putting out there, it could be for quite a long time, it's actually coming to be. And whatever happened in those kind of like tower moments that you've had, it actually was placing you where you needed to be. So maybe it did feel like a storm and you were kind of like in a tornado, and now it's really, really coming into manifestation.
Can I use a word that comes to mind as you're saying that?
Yeah. I'm scared. What?
It's kind of like a divine restructure.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Complete divine restructure. It's like you've had a total loss on your old house, and now your beautiful divine castle of energy and light is rebuilt. But the really strong thing about this is, in order to really allow it to easily manifest into your life and to easily flow into your life, what this is actually saying is relax the hold of darkness and be at cause. And look how he or she is just sitting in a beautiful tube of light. So it's really trying to tell you to really let go of what has been. If you're still going through it, that's okay. But it's almost like look to the light at the end of the tunnel, or really stay at cause, stay at service. If you're in a really crappy mood or something's going on, or you just can't let go, do something for others. Be, like I said, in service. That's something that's been coming up for me, particularly lately in the readings that I do on Priestess Light. So really stay in light. It can be doing things that you love. Go to the water. Facilitate flow, go to the water. Yeah, so that's
walk
for
in nature.
walk in nature.
I think that's a really valid point. And I always go back to that when we're going through that tough, what did I call it? Divine restructure. And, you know, dark night of the soul and those really challenging times. And we can get quite in that heavy, dense energy, and it can feel really debilitating at times. One of the best ways to help you facilitate moving out of that, and as Elle said, like moving into the light, is refocusing on being of service.
Yeah.
In whatever capacity that shows up for you.
That's right.
Because it, quite often when we're unraveling that victim consciousness, which is a big one. It's a tough one.
It's one of the biggest things as humans that But that's a conditioning that's been for years and years. We carried in our DNA,
Yeah.
generation after generation.
So we're all of, collectively and individually, we're bursting out of that.
That's right.
And it's a necessary part of the process to go through feeling really sorry for yourself in that depressive. I don't think it can be avoided, but to be able to move beyond that, it's about taking that vantage point into the bigger picture. I think we were talking about this actually last night.
We're good friends, by the way. Yeah. I don't just show up unannounced. Actually, I do sometimes. Yeah.
The beautiful thing is Elle lives 5 minutes away from me, so
yeah.
So nice to be teaming up.
I know.
These are going to be longer, just FYI.
Yeah.
So it's really about being able to shift out of that and focus on where you can, that bigger picture that I was talking about, but of service. And that's where a lot of people are being called to that as that tower moment and that tumble happens. It reevaluates everything in your life, and it reevaluates you so it can reroute you onto your soul purpose.
That's right. It's the tornado of the soul. It comes, it lifts you up, takes away everything, puts you back down, and what seems to be completely different surroundings, yet some big things have been taken away, new things have been placed in. There's void, there's space for new opportunities to come in, and that's also can be of and that's a word you used in our discussions, of soul shock, to facilitate soul shock. So if you've been through something like a soul shock, something that really shook you to your core, it's almost like a clean slate. So it's been taken everything out of the picture that wasn't necessary, that you didn't need, that wasn't for your highest good, and placed you in a brand new chapter to the way that would work for you. That was tailor-made for you, that particular situation. So
as you're talking, I was getting this image of like dismantling a car.
What?
But literally, dismantling a car.
So true.
And taking it completely down to nothing and then restructuring it again. And that's a lot, when we go through our ascension path, is dismantling our entire life so we can restructure it again. I think the car analogy kind of cross references, because often in symbology and dream interpretation, I talk about the car as the vehicle and the light body.
That's right.
So I think that's why that image was coming. It's quite beautiful. We're literally restructuring our light body. And we're reconnecting with what the soul has intended for this life. And a lot of us are here. Not a lot of us. Every one of us. Every single one of us is here to go through that divine sacred path, at different stages for different people. But it's really about reconnecting with what the soul has already intended.
That's right.
And remembering what that is. Funny.
Yeah, that's right. And as we were talking, I actually absent-mindedly put a card.
No, I didn't.
There. And
I didn't.
Oh, did you? I was like, holy, I don't want to swear. I do swear on my videos, but I won't do it on Alisha's videos. You're welcome, because I love you. It's new birth, guided vigility, and as we were talking about, there is this new birth, and notice the black and white, yet the little green hues on it of new growth, and the butterfly, which is the transformation there. So just be gentle. And you haven't read your cards yet, so good luck, you guys. This is going to be a long one. I hope you have a cup of tea next to you and you're comfortable.
It's very in line with what you got. And I love, of course it is. I mean, why would you even question that?
That's right.
But the first two cards that jumped out, the first one, we've got the Empress, so fertility and sensuality. But of course, it's birthing new life, isn't it? Whether that's birthing a new project, birthing a new self, a new version of self, relationships, birth of a child. It can come in different facets depending on where you're at and what is being presented to you. But it's accessing that feminine energy, and I'm going to laugh because the card here correlates just so perfectly, but accessing and balancing that feminine energy. And I know that actually, if you look at that, isn't that interesting? We're having such a surge of
talking to ourselves.
We're having such a surge of masculine energy at the moment. But as I was kind of reflecting, I'll put this. I think we'll talk about that more in the intro video. So go back and watch that. But it's a real balance of our masculine and feminine, and of course, like that's impacting on divine partnerships as well, individually and collectively. But when you look at that, we've got the Empress, and then we've got the Ace of Swords. Talk about masculine, feminine, right there. You know, even with the masculine colors and the feminine colors. So, you know, that one to me kind of really stands out and says like it's a birthing of a new, but it's a birthing within self, right, of balancing and finding that equilibrium with the masculine and feminine. So looking at being in that space of, I want to say, protectiveness in a sense of
guarded. No,
yeah,
but not guarded as in keeping people out, but it's almost like a tender rose or a tender flower that's starting to sprout. Yeah. It's not about putting your walls up and not letting anybody in, but it's about to have awareness of yourself, your space, how you're feeling. Do you need to lie down? Do you need to, whatever it is, your needs and what your body and your spirit and your soul is asking you to do. Yeah,
totally. It's about being in that,
that's right,
that cocoon, and so obviously with the Ace of Swords starting a new beginning, we've got status surge. I can't even get my mouth around that. Status surge. So looking at this evolution of who you are, and it could be in relation to your work, your business, stepping up to that next platform for you, coming in with this kind of rebirth and this new energy. And moving you to where you need to be, where the soul's calling you to be. So it feels really powerful. I haven't even finished reading the cards yet, but nope. It just allow yourself to be in that, step up, even if it scares the absolute bejesus out of you. Just know that is sometimes that's just. That's
a necessary step.
A necessary step, yeah. It's not the word I was looking for. It was like sometimes that's just
a byproduct.
No.
Well, we're going in a completely. You guess it. Yeah. Blank. No.
Comment. No. Sometimes that is just literally ego conversation and stories being created. That's what I was going for. And so it's really when that does happen, if fears are coming up, that's a good thing, because before you take that leap, you're releasing a lot of those unprecedented fears within you. So,
mouthful.
To finish up, we've got the goddess of the sacred path, which very much ties into what I was saying before. It says, let go of the logic and trust your feelings. So, that real feminine energy of being tapped into the intuition, even if it doesn't make logical sense, sometimes we have to let go of that when we're obtaining a high level of consciousness, because things won't make sense. It's in a new phase. Right. So allow yourself to be led and guided from your feelings, what feels right, what feels good. And if it doesn't feel good, take a step back, and evaluate that, because sometimes, when we're making decisions and want to go down A or B, and A and B don't feel good,
you find C.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like our card. A, B, and C.
I'm glad that you can finish my sentence. This is great.
Good relationship.
So, and then to finalize, we've got the angel of joyfulness. So something wondrous and magical is about to happen.
I love that card.
That is, I think that's
one of my favorite cards.
Same. So really, I guess the themes, just to tap off, to cap off.
Yep.
We've got that masculine, feminine balance. We've got, walking that sacred path, which is that new path that's opening for you, and be excited and be in that awe, wonderment of that magical.
And full of joy.
Yeah.
Just joy.
Magic unfolding.
Yeah. We love ya.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching.
I hope you've enjoyed our tag team reading this week. If you are interested in doing any of the sessions, either with myself or with Al, I do a lot of energy work and clearing and divine partnership sessions. I will put the details in the description box below. And Al does amazing readings and different kind of soul work. So
And
I'll
if you want to see more collaboration as well between the two of us, please comment below so we'll know.
good one. Yeah, I would like that.
Me too.
It's that 3-year,
Hey?
the numerology 3-year. It's all about
Ooh.
collaboration.
There you go. 3 is a good number.
So, yeah, all the details of the sessions that we offer will be in the description box below.
Yeah.
If you feel guided to work with either of us, we'd love to hear from you. If not, have an amazing week. Mwah. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.